Hey YouTube, it's been a while. Cody and Smith here today. And today's video is going to actually go in a little bit of a different direction because I have been taking a little break to go within to see what would come out. And I feel like one of the main things that I am here to do is to help other people remember who they are and reach their full potential in many, many ways. Now, I have a lot of knowledge about a lot of things, and I will create videos on that as well. But today's video is going to be really to help you see if you might identify with this highly sensitive person, empath, light worker, somebody who came here with a really big purpose and mission for this planet and this lifetime in general. So when I first discovered that I was a light worker or that I had this big purpose, there was a lot of different things that happened to me. I had a spiritual awakening, but I also felt like I had this weight of the world on my shoulders. So number one, if you feel like you have had the weight of the world on your shoulders, like almost like you can feel everybody else's emotions, or you could just, you feel the energy of chaos and all of this stuff going down around you on a global scale, and it just feels heavy on your shoulders, like the weight is just holding you down. This was one of the biggest symptoms that I had. I didn't quite understand because I didn't really know at the time, back in 2009, I believe. Maybe it was 2010 when I really started feeling this way. And the weird thing is that there wasn't a lot of information around at the time, but I just knew deep down that I was here for a really, really important reason. And I don't mean that from like this big ego narcissistic place. I mean that from a place of you feel like you came here with a mission, and that's number two. So if you feel like you came here for this mission, like you just know that you're here with this big, huge purpose, and it kind of feels overwhelming because you're not really sure how to even navigate it or what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And you just feel like you have this purpose to serve in the world, but you just don't know what it is. That is a huge sign that you came here to be a part of the awakening, the global shift of the planet, and that you are meant for big things. Like, maybe it doesn't mean fame. It doesn't have to mean fame. It could, but it just means that you are here to make a shift in the consciousness of this planet. Rather that's through healing the planet, rather that's through just whatever it is that you do. That is a huge sign. And then we have number three, which is just, I guess number three would be part of number two. You just kind of know, right? You just know that you're here for a higher purpose. Number three is that you feel really good in nature. So a lot of us, people that came here to help shift the consciousness of the planet and to help awaken people to their true essence and heal the planet and that type of thing, we are very, very highly sensitive people. We're highly sensitive people because that is how we were born into this world. We're born with that really highly sensitive personality where we could just, where just the smallest thing can really send you over if you're not sure how to maneuver that, right? Like for me, going out in nature completely helps me to relax from all the stimulation and all the noise outside. Like the noise of, well, I'm a mom of three, so the noise of the kids running around and always talking to each other. And yes, a lot of mothers experience the same thing, but it's way different for somebody who's a highly sensitive person. You have to be able to go out in nature and really just ground yourself and let go of all that noise that you've been experiencing. And the noise doesn't have to be in your environment. The noise can be in your own head. The noise can be through impulses that you're having from the energy around you, from the frequencies that you're tapping into. It could be any of that. You're just highly sensitive, and you get overstimulated, and being out in nature for some reason, well, not for some reason, but the real reason why being out in nature tends to help is because it's like, it's the closest thing that we have to who we truly are deep down, to who we truly are at our essence. Nature is the closest thing that we can get to that takes us back from all the chaos of the world and all the frequencies and all that. Mother Nature literally has its own frequency, and it's very healing. So if you are a nature person and nature seems to really help you ground and it makes you feel like you're at home in nature, that might be a huge sign that you are one of these light workers, one of these highly sensitive people that came here to make a big impact in this world. And I don't know, there's quite a few people who don't really like the word light worker, and I haven't figured out why, but I'm going to use that for lack of a better term. If you guys know of a better term for this archetype, then please drop it in the comments so that I know. But number 4, and I kind of got into that with number 3, is that you're like super highly sensitive. And this one is so important. I can't just not cover this, right? You're so sensitive to noises. You're sensitive to smells. Maybe you're sensitive to bright lights. Maybe you're sensitive to being in crowds of people. For me, I know that when I'm in a crowded place with a bunch of people, I start to almost panic, and I feel like my energy is all lifting to my head, and like I'm starting to feel disoriented, and it's all a result from not feeling grounded because of all the energies around, because I'm a highly sensitive person. And if that happens to you, then you're likely a highly sensitive person as well. And like I was saying in my last example with kids and stuff, when you're a mother, especially a mother or a father, and you constantly have another being around you, it can seem to be a little bit overstimulating. It can seem to be a little bit like you need to retreat away. But then what happens is a lot of us feel guilty for that, and then it's just a really, really, really negative pattern to get stuck in. But back to the point. If you are a highly sensitive person, you might be one of these light workers. And then your number 5 is that you're highly intuitive, or that you have these psychic capabilities that you know deep down that you have, but you might not have been able to put your finger on exactly what it is. So you might have these feelings, or you might have these thoughts come in, or you might just see things in your mind, but you don't realize that this is partly your intuition. But the more that you develop your intuition, that's when you really tap into your psychic gifts. Everybody's psychic. Everybody has an intuition. If you have an intuition, you are psychic. But for light workers, I feel like we are more in tune with that to some degree, because we're so sensitive. So when we get these frequencies that come through us, rather they're a sound, a picture, a smell, or a thought, then we translate that, and we're just really highly intuitive. Maybe you already, maybe you have met people and you've known things about them before they even told you. Or maybe you are the type of person who can walk into a room and just feel the energy of the room. It's really funny because I've always been this type of way, and a lot of people would come to me for advice or to ask me about things because they knew that I could give them the answer that they're looking for, and I didn't really have like a clear reason why I could do this. I just could, you know? So that might be another sign. Number 5 is that you are highly intuitive. And number 6, the very last one, I'm sure there's a lot more, but for today, I'm just going to cover about 6 of them. You might have came into this world with a very difficult life. You might have really came into a world where you lived either with a chaotic, dysfunctional family, which granted most people do, but you were always a little bit different with it. Like, it affected you differently. You might have developed wounds from these traumatic events that you later on would have to heal through so that you could really tap into who you are at your core. So if you've dealt with like a trauma or an illness in your life, that could mean that you are a light worker, because it means that you are meant to heal that and then take your experience from what you learned and share it, because it helps raise the consciousness of the planet. Share what worked for you, share about your experience, share to the world your advice and your tips on how you overcame that. That could very well be part of your mission in this world. And so this actually happened to me. Well, it was a little different. Actually, I'm going to save that for a different video. I'm going to create a video about my spiritual awakening and how I got into everything that I got into in a completely different video. But for the purpose of time, let's just say that we have 6 things that you can really look into. And if they resonate with you, then you might be one of these light workers, highly sensitive people, empaths, healers, or the like, that are here to help raise the consciousness of the planet. And your mission is really, really important. And what I want you to know is that if you're confused with your purpose, because that seems to be one of the big traits that we have as light workers, or as these people that came to help raise the consciousness of the planet, is that your purpose is who you are, right? Like, your purpose is not outside of you. Your purpose is all about who you came here to be. That is your purpose. And if you're confused on that, then sit down and really ask yourself, what do I know to be true about myself? What do I know to be true about the world? What do I stand for? What, if I could see a big change in this world, what would it be? What is something that I'm really naturally good at helping people do? What is something that I've always wanted to see different in this world? Ask yourself some questions. It's really about going in and introspecting at that point. So once you know that your purpose is ultimately to be you, and that you as a light worker, or this highly sensitive person, empath, healer, once you realize that that's your purpose, then you can fully step into that. And it can seem overwhelming at first, so just take it slow, you know? Figure out what you like to do. Do you like to speak? If you like to speak, then maybe you could start a podcast. If you like to do videos, then maybe you could do a YouTube channel. If you love social media and engaging with people, and you love to go live and do all that stuff, then Facebook or Instagram or something like that. You could share your message anywhere. You could write a blog. If you're one of the more of the introverted type, you could write a blog. So when it comes to finding your purpose, guys, as a light worker, as an empath, as a healer, whatever you might identify with, just remember that it's about you. Your purpose is about who you are and your journey and what you have to share with the world from that. Maybe your purpose is just to love people. That might be. But if it is, then go out and love like you have never loved before. Because if that is your true purpose, you're being called now to step up and live that purpose, so that we as a collective can help raise the consciousness of the planet and help heal the planet at a large spectrum, right? So until next time, guys, I know this video was a little bit different than my other videos, and I have a couple more that are probably going to be posted that are kind of like the other ones, but just expect for this channel to be more about healing, spirituality, manifestation, awakening, stepping into your purpose, living your full potential, mindset, for empaths, highly sensitive people, light workers, healers. If you identify with any of that stuff, please subscribe to this channel. I know that you're going to absolutely love the stuff that I have to be, that I'm going to be putting out here very, very soon. So I would love to have you guys on this channel with me and leaving comments and interacting with each other and that type of thing. And I will talk to you guys another time. Have a beautiful day. Bye.